Imagine a vast field where a solitary figure stands at a distance of 3 football stadiums. For an average person, this distance seems insurmountable, and the target turns into a barely visible dot on the horizon. Today, we will dive into the world of ancient masters and find out, was aimed shooting at 300 meters a reality, or is it merely the legends of chroniclers? Let's start with the legendary English longbow, which became a symbol of an entire era of medieval warfare. This bow was made from a single piece of yew and reached nearly 2 meters in length, making it resemble a powerful spring. Its draw weight could exceed 150 pounds, requiring incredible physical conditioning from the archer. At a distance of 300 meters, an English archer could launch a heavy bodkin arrow designed to pierce chainmail. However, it is important to understand that in such shooting, archers operated on the principle of arrow rain, covering entire enemy units. In the Battle of Agincourt, it was this mass suppressive fire that decided the outcome of the battle, turning the field into a trap for the French knights. The composite bows of the East, from Scythian to Mongol and Turkish, represented a completely different philosophy. These were complex engineering structures consisting of wood, horn, and animal sinew, glued together with a special compound. This structure allowed the bow to be compact, yet store far more energy than a simple wooden longbow. A Mongol horseman could shoot while at a gallop. In the Battle of Carrhae, Parthian archers literally exhausted the Roman legions by shelling them from distances where the Romans could not retaliate. Their arrows reached targets at 200 meters, maintaining enough lethal force to pierce shields or hit exposed areas of the Roman formation. But even for these masters, a shot at 300 meters was considered the limit and an extremely difficult test of accuracy.
If we are talking about an aimed shot at a specific object at 300 meters, relentless ballistics come into play. Even the most perfect ancient arrow made of ash or cedar has its own aerodynamic errors and curves. At such a distance, the slightest irregularity in the fletching or a barely noticeable gust of wind can pull the arrow meters away from the target. An ancient archer had to possess not only strength, but also an intuitive understanding of the flight trajectory, which at 300 meters turned into a steep arc. To hit the target, the shooter had to aim far above the enemy's head, practically losing sight of them behind the bow's riser. This makes aimed shooting at such a distance with traditional weapons a true miracle, happening once in 100 times. Many myths about ultra-long-range shots were born from eyewitness accounts of hundreds of arrows falling simultaneously. When the sky turns black with feathered projectiles, it seems as if every single one is flying exactly toward the target. In reality, success at a distance of 300 meters in antiquity was the result of collective effort and fire density. A single sniper shot from a yew or composite bow at such a distance is more of a useless waste of an arrow than something effective. Nevertheless, the skill of ancient people who had no sights or laser rangefinders commands sincere admiration. They felt the wood and the wind, understanding exactly how to release the arrow. Summing up our historical investigation, what verdict shall we give this distance? Is it true that you can shoot an ancient bow at 300 meters? Absolutely, it is the absolute truth, confirmed by numerous archaeological finds and modern reconstructions. Is it an effective way to hit a single target in battle? Likely no, as this distance was beyond the limit of guaranteed projectile control. It was a zone of artillery bow use, where the quantity of arrows in the air was more important than the accuracy of a single one. Aimed shooting could be discussed at distances of 60 to 70 meters, which is significantly less than 300. At that distance, the archer could clearly see the target, and the influence of wind or arrow defects was minimal.